We know what's coming in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but what really is Secret Wars? And how secret is it? Welcome back, Nerd Squad. I'm your host, Amanda McKnight, and today I'll be your guide for this video where we talk about one of the most anticipated events in the MCU that was previously known in the comics as one of the most wild events that we've gotten in recent years. Join me and hold on to your hats as I attempt to explain Secret Wars. While we'll be focusing on the 2015 Secret Wars event, it is important to note, in the effort to avoid, any major confusion, if you are looking for Secret Wars books, to read or anything like that, this isn't the only Secret Wars event. It's not even the only one from Marvel. Secret Wars prior to 2015 was a 1984 12-issue crossover event, where the heroes and villains of Earth were teleported to a distant world, dubbed Battleworld by none other than the all-powerful Beyonder. The Beyonder had grown curious about the superheroes of Earth and wanted to learn more about their potential. On Battleworld, the Beyonder provided various different alien weapons and tech and promised bountiful rewards to whosoever was the first to slay their enemy. The original Secret Wars was written by Jim Shooter, with art by Mike Zeck and Bob Layton. The 2015 event would share some similarities to the original, but ultimately be its own separate story. The main series was a 9-issue miniseries, and creators of the 2015 event are Jonathan Hickman and Asad Rabish. Secret Wars spun out of the Infinity and Time Runs Out story arcs, which had all been building to this since pretty much 2013, with some wheels being put in motion even further back than that as well. During Infinity, Earth-stationed superheroes faced off against Thanos, who they believed was searching for Infinity Gems, or as they're known now, the Infinity Stones, when really he was searching for his mysterious son, Thane. Meanwhile, in space, our heroes joined with various empires across the cosmos to combat a new, seemingly unstoppable alien enemy, claiming to be the creators of almost all planet-based life, known as the Builders. During Time Runs Out, it would be revealed to everyone that the Builders had actually been destroying worlds because of incoming incursions, believing that the universe was basically flawed and needed to be rebuilt. Incursions happen when two or more worlds collide together, destroying all that are involved. The coming incursions were causing the destruction of worlds across the multiverse as they collided with one another, and it turned out Earth 616 was also at risk of this. Time Runs Out was about finding a way to avoid its destruction and, in the end, finally confront, accept, and kinda just prepare for it. When Secret Wars starts, Molecule Man, Doctor Strange, and Doctor Doom face off against the Beyonders, while the rest of the universe of Earth 616 and Earth 1610 prepare for the final incursion, with the two worlds set to collide with one another. Two major forces are leading the side of Earth 1610, the Maker with his Children of Tomorrow and Nick Fury leading S.H.I.E.L.D. And they're also kind of working together, but also kinda not. Earth 616, meanwhile, was mostly reduced at this point to infighting and preparing their own life raft to preserve the lives of those considered most valuable to the planet and to the life raft's constructor, Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic of the Fantastic Four. The Maker and the Cabal had copied the design of this life raft as well, each creating their own in turn. This will be especially relevant later on in the story, so make sure you note that. As it approached the final incursion point, Earth 616's life raft suffered a hull breach, and the Richards family, minus Reed, was separated and seemingly destroyed as the inevitable final incursion destroyed both universes. And Reed was pretty heartbroken over it too. He was like, "Not my family. Tried really hard." Following the destruction of both worlds, we'd get a time skip where readers would be teleported to a completely different world 8 years in the future. Although we wouldn't know that till later. A world known as Battleworld that is ruled by God Emperor Doom and his Sheriff Strange, along with their own multiversal police force, the Thor Corps. Doom also has the Foundation, who are dedicated to exploration and science instead of keeping the peace and enforcing the law. The Foundation is made up of Doom's family, led by his daughter Valeria Von Doom, with its team roster also including his son, Franklin Von Doom. Doom's wife and the mother of his children here is also Susan Von Doom. She's not part of the Foundation, I don't think. She's just there and she's still super cool. The patchwork Battleworld was seemingly created by God Emperor Doom, using bits and pieces from all the realities in the multiverse, but rebuilt in his own image. Battleworld would later be designated as Earth 15513. It appeared as though no one here remembered their life previous to their existence in this world, forgetting whatever life they had in whatever previous reality they hailed from. from. And in fact, this reality was also considered to be kind of the new main continuity, as we just previously learned that Earth 616 had ended. God Emperor Doom's Battleworld is also split up into various regions, with many of them centered around a specific category of hero, or simply a specific hero or a specific multiversal world, repurposed as a province in this patchwork new reality, or a region. There is a whole map that lists all of them, but for the sake of time, I'm just going to briefly mention some of the key ones in relation to the main story of Secret Wars. Some of the important regions included Higher Avalon, the Kingdom of Utopolis, Bar Sinister, Doomstadt or Castle Doom, the Kingdom of Manhattan, the Deadlands, and the Isle of Agamotto. We learned of civil unrest in Battleworld, with multiple people potentially plotting against God Emperor Doom, hoping to usurp him or to defeat him. We discovered that the Foundation found a raft, presenting it to Sheriff Strange and the Thor Corps to investigate it. This raft was mysteriously found to be older than time itself, at least older than time on Battleworld, which everyone thought was, all there had ever been, and which they believed was exclusively brought into existence by the might and will of God Doom. Which, it kinda was, but it wasn't as old as they thought it was. It was said that Doom himself created the light that gave birth to all life. The raft that was discovered turned out to be the life raft of the Cabal. Thanos emerged from it and inquired as to where exactly they had ended up. He also did a bit of killing of people. That's the Cabal for you. Sheriff Strange made some reports to Doom before returning to the life raft to investigate the death of one of the Thor Corps, killed by, of course, as I said, the Cabal. He had sent the Thor Corps to quarantine and further investigate the raft after learning of its existence from Valeria and the Foundation. During his investigation into the murder, he found another surprising survivor in the life raft, Miles Morales, Spider-Man of Earth 1610. Yo, hey Miles, how you doing? Meanwhile, Doom revealed to Sue that he was doubting himself and his ability to act as the god the Battleworld needed and deserved. Sheriff Strange takes Miles to his Sanctum Sanctorum, here known as the Isle of Agamotto. Here Strange reveals that another life raft was found 3 years prior, which, it turns out, carried the survivors of Earth 616. Hey! Strange also reveals that he is one of the few people who know what is really going on, and the Battleworld is not actually as old as time at all, and he knows that, but it's really only 8 years old. That's when we found that out, coming into existence following the final incursion and destruction of the multiverse. Back on the Kingdom of Utopolis, where the Cabal's life raft was found, the Thor Corps continue to hunt them and eventually find and engage the Cabal in combat. Strange also reveals what really happened at the beginning of the story when he, Doom, and Molecule Man are seen facing off against the Beyonders. Turns out they were able to defeat them, and Doom ended up taking the power of the Beyonders for himself and using it to build his Battleworld. This Battleworld, making himself the god and the emperor of it. This revelation inspires everyone eventually to turn on Doom, but when a Phoenix-empowered Cyclops from Earth 616 stands against Doom, even his power proves not strong enough to defeat him. Phoenix is not going to bail us out of this one. Later, Sheriff Strange is confronted for betraying God Doom. Strange taunts Doom, claiming that Doom is afraid of the Earth 616 survivor Reed Richards, his sworn enemy. Doom, in response, kills his right-hand Strange. That's what you do when someone's like, I think you're just jealous. You're dead. Well, especially if you say that to Doom. He will just kill you dead. Doom holds a funeral for Sheriff Strange, but does not reveal the details of his death because obviously that would be suspicious, and does not give a reason either as to why he needs the Foundation to pursue the survivors from the raft who have since disappeared into hiding on Battleworld. He publicly blames them for Strange's death, but cannot explain how they escaped what would be his wrath in this instance. After all, he is a god. They shouldn't have been able to just get away, right? His own daughter, Valeria, even seems suspicious of this and definitely clocks it. This is the beginning of her suspicions on her father. Later, it is revealed that Doom's power comes through Molecule Man. Doom had been killing Molecule Men across the multiverse in preparation for the final incursion, in order to gain enough power to defeat the Beyonders. While he succeeded in doing so, the main reality Molecule Man was needed as he acted as a conduit for the Beyonders' power, helping to feed it constantly to Doom, maintaining in essence his godlike power level and abilities. Molecule Man warns Doom that Strange's death could be the beginning of the end for him. He's like, things are gonna unravel, I see it. Could be a thing coming, watch out. Also, bring me food. Please bring me food. The Foundation continues to search for the survivors of the rafts, some of which we learn have successfully infiltrated various regions of Battleworld, like Jane Foster's Thor, who managed to sneak onto the Thor Corps to create dissent from within. Flash forward 3 weeks, Battleworld is getting more chaotic as more and more people rebel against the God Emperor, with a secret rival arrival appearing in a mysterious leader known only as the Prophet. While the hunt continues for the survivors of the rafts, only a few have been caught so far. Valeria learns of the source of her father's power and begins to become even more suspicious of him. However, later when the two Spider-Men, Peter Parker of Earth 616 and Miles Morales of Earth 1610, are sent by the two Reeds of Earth 616 and of course of Earth 1610 to infiltrate Castle Doom and find the source of Doom's power, Valeria, upon running into them, chooses not to join them for fear of the truth that, she'll likely uncover. She doesn't want to be suspicious of her dad, she just kinda is, The Spider-Men find Owen Reese, Molecule Man, and upon asking if they have anything for him to eat, Miles offers him a cheeseburger that he'd been keeping in his pocket. A kindness that will be super important later. After wolfing down the burger, Owen confesses upon being questioned by them that he is the force that fuels Doom's power source if you will. Finally, a full-scale rebellion rises up from all sides with Thanos tearing down the shield, which is an alternate version of the Thing turns out, who is convinced to collapse at Thanos' behest, the Prophet, who is revealed to be Maximus the Mad of the Inhumans, marching his army towards Castle Doom, Baron Sinister rebelling against his own Baroness, the Goblin Queen, and fellow nobles to fight against Doom, Baron Maestro also planning to secretly turn on Doom after defeating the rebels with his World Breakers, and even of course the Thor Corps, Doom's own police force, turning against Doom with Mighty Thor Jane Foster leading them in arms. In the Deadlands, Namor and Black Panther also rise up, with Black Panther leading a zombie army as King of the Dead. Star-Lord also joins the fight and helps to destroy Castle Doom by using a smaller splinter of Groot on the magical tree above the throne room, Yggdrasil, which transforms it into a giant, destructive Groot. I am Groot. So cool. Later, the Thing as the Shield sacrifices himself when he does battle with Franklin Von Doom, who controls basically his own Galactus, allowing himself to be defeated and killed by Franklin as Galactus after learning in this reality that Franklin is actually Susan's son, and still holding love for Susie even in this reality, even across the multiverse. This prompts Valeria to reveal the truth of this reality and how Doom truly got his power to her mother Susan. During all of this, Earth 616 Reed Richards and his Earth 1610 alternate, the Maker, use the battle as a distraction to sneak in and attempt to find Doom's power source themselves. God Emperor Doom easily kills Thanos before being temporarily struck down by the arrival of Namor, an Infinity Gauntlet wielding Black Panther, and of course their zombie horde. Meanwhile, the two Reeds find Owen Reese, who also asks them for something to eat, but unfortunately they have nothing to give him. The Maker attempts to betray his 616 counterpart, only for Molecule Man to intervene, freeing Reed and striking down the Maker. After Doom defeats Black Panther by destroying the Infinity Gauntlet, he realizes all this has been a distraction and heads to the chamber where Molecule Man is kept. Molecule Man also asks Doom if he has brought him anything to eat, which he of course also hasn't. Molecule Man thus declares that Reed and Doom are on equal ground in his eyes, neither of them had anything for him to eat, and the two begin to fight against one another. Reed claims that Doom could have done a better job with Battleworld, but his fear of losing it prevented him from doing so. Doom likewise calls out Reed for thinking he could have done a better job with the power Doom had. Reed admits that he did think kinda just that he would have done better in Doom's shoes. And Doom agrees that Reed likely would have done a better job as he gets ready to condemn Reed to death. But because both men agreed and Molecule Man is still right here watching all this, he decides to give the power of the Beyonders over to Reed from Doom, destroying Battleworld in the process in a blinding white light. As everything fades to white, we learn the world has seemingly returned to normal, opening on Black Panther in Wakanda, who is surprised and happy to learn that the plan to defeat Doom actually worked. A few minor changes, however, are revealed as time moves forward in this new main continuity, such as Miles Morales moving over to Earth 616 with his family being all brought along with him, all of them now alive and well, as opposed to being in the now destroyed Ultimate Universe, and as opposed to having his mom be dead, because that's what was going on before. This is revealed to be because Molecule Man claimed he owed Miles for the burger that he'd given him. As I said, it would be important. The Future Foundation and Fantastic Four journey across the multiverse, creating and mapping out various worlds and universes as they restore all of the realities, rebuilding together as a team and as a family. Reed oversees the rebuilding with major help from Molecule Man and his own son Franklin Richards. Doom is also brought back to life and is seen in his castle in Latveria. He would be given the belief that the Fantastic Four Thor, and specifically Reed Richards, were dead, and as he took off his mask, we would see that his scars were healed, completely gone, as he began to laugh. What was your favorite part of the Secret Wars story? How do you think it will be changed in the MCU adaptation? Are there any elements or regions of Battleworld that stood out to you? What other story arcs or events do you want us to explain here on the channel? Let us know in the comments below. This has been Top 10 Nerd, and I am your host Amanda McKnight. Thank you so much for letting me explain Secret Wars to you. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, you stay nerdy, YouTube.